people are now thought to have been killed in southern Asia after an undersea earthquake sent enormous waves rolling across the Indian Ocean, where more than 4,000 people are thought to have died. In Sri Lanka, officials say more than 3,000 people have been killed and more than 1 million affected.
So, how are tsunamis formed? Tsunamis are formed at conversion plate boundaries, such as subduction zones. At these boundaries, oceanic and continental plates move towards each other and collide. The force of the collision causes stresses to build up along the fault line. Gradually, as the crust overpowers the rock, the fault slips. The denser oceanic plate slips beneath the continental plate, forming what we call the subduction zone. As the oceanic plate descends, magma begins to flow up through the fault and is released into the ocean, building up land above the sea floor. This displaces the water as the depth is rapidly reduced, forcing it to flow away to regain equilibrium. As the waves approach shallower waters near land, the water begins to rise as the depth decreases. These form the gigantic waves associated with tsunamis. Tsunamis are a phenomenon which can occur anywhere, but are far less frequent in the Atlantic, Indian and Mediterranean. According to the US National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, the Pacific is the most active tsunami zone. In particular, Hawaii, Peru, and the islands surrounding Fiji suffer the most. However, there are many other hotspots around the world, including the South Atlantic, stretching between South America and South Africa, putting countries such as Brazil, Angola, and the Congo at risk. In the Indian Ocean, there are 3 major tsunami zones. Firstly, between the Seychelles and Mauritius Islands, as well as parts of India and Indonesia. And in the North Pacific, Japan is often at risk. Tsunamis can reach heights of up to 30 meters and cause widespread devastation when they crash ashore. LEDC countries, such as those in Asia, often suffer the most due to inadequate building construction and local infrastructure. The lack of economic funds makes the impact all the more severe, making recovery difficult. Nevertheless, they are almost impossible to prepare for. The Tsunami Warning Center in Honolulu in Hawaii monitors tectonic and tidal movements throughout the Pacific, and provides vital tsunami warning information to national coastal authorities. However, it is very difficult for this information to be passed accurately to members of the public, who are ultimately most at risk. In the deep ocean, tsunami waves are often only a few feet high, and so go unnoticed by sailors. At the shore, the sea will tend to recede prior to the tsunami, yet this can often be mistaken for the daily movement of the tide. Everyone is affected. Tsunamis break upon the shore at speeds of up to 500 miles an hour, devastating anything in their path. The initial blow can destroy buildings, cars, and immediately shut down vital power supplies. Many people become homeless and are forced into refugee camps. However, humans are not the only ones affected. Coastal ecosystems suffer severely. The physical destruction of coral reefs, mangroves, and mudflats destroys habitats, while non-biodegradable and previously stored toxic waste slips into the water. Uprooted trees unstables the soil, while the timber wreaks havoc as it flows down the streets. Disease follows as sewage leaks and rubbish lingers, and both man and beast falls ill.
You washed away my tears. Nothing fails. wanna pray, pray you'll always be here. I'm not religious, but I feel such love, makes me wanna pray.
The Asian tsunami was the direct result of an undersea earthquake in the Indian Ocean. The earthquake occurred at 12:58 a.m. on December the 26th, 2004, with an epicenter off the west coast of Sumatra in Indonesia, the effect of which stretched right out to the coast of South Africa. The earthquake measured 9.1 on the Richter scale and triggered a series of tsunamis which crashed ashore along the coast of most landmasses in the Indian Ocean. Indonesia, Sri Lanka, India and Thailand were the hardest hit. The majority of the victims were taken by surprise due to a lack of tsunami warning systems in the Indian Ocean. About 187,000 people died and 43,000 were reported missing. Yet this death count rose to around 230,000 days later as waterborne diseases set in. Over one-third of the dead were children and 9,000 foreign tourists. The earthquake was the fourth most powerful ever recorded, whilst the tsunami was the deadliest in history. Buildings, homes, infrastructure, food and economy suffered. In Sri Lanka, vital rice, mango and banana plantations were destroyed. Yet ecosystems suffered also. The physical damage inflicted on coral reefs, mangroves and forests destroyed habitats, and the spread of sewage and chemicals poisoned the water and plants. Many suffered from psychological trauma. Overall, the tsunami cost national governments billions of dollars, $7 billion of which was provided by nations worldwide.